Namaste. My name is Saurabh Nanda and this is my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for visiting and watching this video. This is the second episode of Such Conversations Matter where I will be discussing mental health issues during the lockdown with Dr. Aarti Anand, my mentor and one of the preeminent clinical psychologists in India today. This episode, we are going to discuss about domestic abuse issues because of the lockdown, how family members are treating each other, especially abuse issues towards women and children. It's a very sensitive topic, and that is why we decided to dedicate an entire episode to it. So, hello, Dr. Aarti Anand, how are you?
Hello, I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm good too. In fact, I am very glad that our first interview, the first episode for this particular weekly series, it received a lot of very good feedback, not only from the viewers in India but also abroad. I'm sure that it's going to reach more people and hopefully it helps a lot of people. So, ma'am, are you doing more such things? Are you doing more such interviews anywhere else?
Yeah, I'm giving interviews to papers and magazines like Dainik Jagran, and there was an interview given in one of the online papers. So I'm giving interviews there also, and I'm doing a lot of webinars on the topics. For example, on boys' locker room is now a very big issue. उस पे बहुत सारी queries आ रही है मेरे पास, तो उसके लिए I'm talking about that. And I'm also helping and suggesting people how to lead your life more productively and without any tension during the lockdown.
Wow. So that must be keeping you very busy nowadays.
Yes, it is really keeping me very, very busy. In fact, all my hands are full.
Then thank you so much, ma'am, for taking out time on this Sunday afternoon and doing this with us. All right, ma'am. So let's begin, not taking a lot of time otherwise. There are some statistics that I found out on the internet and big newspapers have talked about it. For example, the Economic Times says that there were 92,000 SOS calls received related to women and child abuse during the first 11 days of the lockdown. Then there is another very interesting statistic that after that period, there was a study done and they saw that the number of SOS calls which they were receiving actually became less and less because the women who are living with the people who are exploiting them, abusing them, because they are living with them now during the lockdown, they are scared, so they are not calling to report such incidents. Then, thirdly, I found out that it's not only an Indian problem; it's a global problem. Similar cases have been there in France and Spain. In Spain, there is actually an emergency way of reporting such cases. You can go to the local drugstore or pharmacy, and you can actually say that there's a code word which you can say, and it will. What it will do is the pharmacist will understand that you're going through abuse at home, domestic abuse, and they will report the case. So France is doing similar things as well. So many things are happening. Ma'am, what do you suggest? What are the reasons for this domestic abuse? Why is it happening now during the lockdown?
See, before I go into reasons, I would also tell you that National Commission for Women has also reported like 250 cases of domestic violence between March 25th to April 22nd. So domestic violence is on rise. It's on rise in these times in India also. So a lot of people are getting, in fact, I yesterday only got a call that there's a conflict between the husband and wife, and it may not be a physical abuse, violence nahi hai, but it is a verbal abuse, shouting and all that. So it is on the rise. Even the most cordial people are getting frustrated and getting into this violence, domestic violence. We need to understand what is domestic violence. Domestic violence includes many physical, mental, emotional, sexual, or financial abuse. Okay, it includes all of it. Any one of it could be happening to any woman in lockdown. So it is not only violence that is happening, but also mental abuse, psychological abuse, sexual abuse भी हो रहा है within the domestic violence which is happening all over the world. So some of the very important reasons why this has increased during the lockdown. Okay, domestic violence. First of all, first important thing is that the victim is isolated. He is not able to come out of that situation. Okay, and it is giving this isolation is giving power to the perpetuator, that is the person who's giving pain to the other person. So he can call all the shots around the house. He can say and do whatever he wants to, and because the woman cannot go outside, he has all the power. He can do whatever he feels like. So this is also a very important thing that is going on. Secondly, very important thing is micromanaging the person's activities. For example, what wife will eat, what time she will go for bath, or what time she is going to talk or not. So these micromanagement by the husband or the abuser is not letting the person get space. Okay? So this is very, very important thing. Isolation plus micromanagement of the activities of the victim. Now another thing, one more important thing is that it is not that domestic violence has suddenly risen up. Many of them were obviously beaten up or sexually harassed, but during the lockdown it has increased because both of them are staying together, and the victim and the abuser is getting more opportunity to show his frustration and anger on the partner. Okay? So it is only in most cases the abuse has increased over that lockdown. Earlier they could manage. The husband would go for office, so women would be fine. Now it is 24 into 7. They are being under the eyes of the abuser. They are under him. So that is one very big problem they are facing, women in India, all over the world. Secondly, some of the families are facing abuse because men are getting frustrated because of financial problems, because they are not able to, they are fearful of losing their job. Okay, so the easy target is women and children. So they take out all the aggression onto them. So what happens is that they don't know how to react. First of all, if it is happening, children and women don't know how to react, and they are submissively taking into that attacker's behavior. Third thing which is I feel is happening is that people are taking drugs and alcohol more during lockdown. So because of that, they will lead to abuse, physical, emotional, psychological, and sexual abuse will increase if you are under drugs and alcohol, because you're not going out and working, so you are taking all this to calm yourself down. But again, you are troubling that person, you're troubling the partner.
So micromanagement, aggression because of financial issues, and substance abuse is also leading to domestic abuse issues during the lockdown. So there are so
One
many
more
layers.
One interesting thing that has come up also is most men do not have respect and right attitude toward the women.
True.
Okay, now because of the lockdown, women are burdened with so much of work. Okay, because everybody is at home, they have to do everything or by themselves. They have no help for themselves. So even asking for a help is a big ego. Males, you're poking into males' ego, and that leads to frustration and conflict between husband and wife, and it can lead to domestic violence.
Yep,
So
you're
this is
absolutely right, ma'am. In fact, I would like to share a small incident. One of my friends told me that a couple, both working and both well educated, living in a big city in India. So the husband does not have, a lot of work at home because of the lockdown. Now, on his phone, he would talk to his friends all day long. And in one conversation, he said, I am enjoying the lockdown so much because after every 1 hour or 2 hours, I get tea and pakoras to eat. And so my friend's friend, who's the wife in this case, she said, I have literally become a servant in my own house.
That's true. They are not ready to help. They think कि हम तो कमा रहे, like we are earning members, हम कमा रहे हैं. I'm the boss, so I have to be looked after during the lockdown. But who will take care of the wife, the other partner?
True.
Okay, so nobody is thinking about that thing.
Wow.
Now, the one very important thing that I can see is marital issues are cropping up because couples are not used to staying together with one another for a long time. Okay? Some of them are having extramarital affair. They are forced to stay with their wives 24/7 and not able to talk to their other friend. Okay, that is also leading to domestic violence. Okay, that is very important thing that is happening. Another thing, because of this lockdown, there has been a change of role and expectations as a family unit, and because of this change, couples are not able to understand or adjust to the new situation, which is leading to major conflicts. For example, the roles were earlier divided: who will cook, who will do this. Now the roles are blurred. Okay. Secondly, earlier, I'll give you an example here. Conflicts where it comes. There's a couple who has 2 children and they're living very happy. The husband has been traveling throughout. In a month, he is out 25 days or 20 days out. So the wife does everything. She takes the shots. Now suddenly the husband is at home. He questions every her decision which she takes. So this leads to conflict. कि जब आप नहीं थे तो मैं संभाल रही थी. Now he's finding faults in small things, even on children, not only the wife but children. So these kind of things are happening.
So it is a case of how we say khali dimag shaitan ka ghar hai, right? An empty mind is a devil's workshop. So because people don't have anything else to do, so they will focus their energy on things which other people are doing. So finding faults is also leading to
that is leading to suppose there is a problem with a child at home. So father कुछ और कह रहा है, mother कुछ और कह रही है. Earlier the child was ready to listen to the mother because she was the boss. Okay. Right. Now there's a conflict. Whom to listen? So there are behavioral problems. Marital issues are coming in the whole episode. So these are on the rise. Why all this is happening also? women and children are at increased risk because they are not able to connect with other family members or friends. ठीक है? There's a study, I'll tell you, many women don't have internet or phones.
Yes.
Okay. According to a study by UNICEF, only 1/3 of women have access to internet, and just 43% have phone as compared to 80% of men. So you can well imagine that women are not able to connect or talk to anybody when they are being physically abused or mentally harassed. They cannot do anything because they don't have, half of them don't have phones or internet to give messages. So this is one of the reasons why lockdown is having a big toll on
You're
them.
absolutely right, ma'am. In fact, I'll just add on to this research. A similar research was done by Harvard in 2000, Harvard University Kennedy School of Public Policy. So they did a research in 2018 about internet penetration in the Indian subcontinent, Pakistan, India, and Bangladesh. And they found out that only about 38% women have internet, even though the rest of the world, the situation is pretty same for men and women. Both have equal, access to internet. But in India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh, women have less access to internet. They are less connected to the internet. They don't have mobile phones, whereas 70% plus men have it.
So the upper hand is on the men.
With men.
Okay, so that many of the women are low paid, insecure. Okay,
yes.
They have to. They can't do much about it. They have to be on that. They cannot go out. They are at the mercy of their husbands or their in-laws.
Yeah.
Because they can't go out, run away. They have to take care of the children. This is another reason for the increase in domestic violence. Many women are not able to make a call. Okay, they are not able to make a call because of the fear of being found out. If I make a call, he will abuse me more.
True.
Okay, and many of them are not able to trust the police people, or even if they go, they fear that they will treat it as a normal thing. He had been beaten up. कोई बात नहीं, counseling करके ठीक कर देंगे. But they know that even after the counseling, the abuser will hit them harder and maybe trouble them more. So that fear is also not letting many women come out and experience their problems. Okay? Fifth, secondly, women are not able to find social support many times from their family members also. Okay? So what they do is keep on taking the brunt, to keep on taking the abuse. They are not able to communicate. Even if they communicate, the parents or the society or even the in-laws are not there to help them or to protect them. There's no protection for them. So this is also one of the very big reason that why women are not coming and complaining to police or coming out and speaking.
There are so many reasons. It's actually very difficult and to understand, and so overwhelming actually.
Yes, it is so.
Yeah. So, ma'am, what kind of psychological impact do these conflicts have on both the victims and the abusers? Like, two parts of a question. What is the psychological impact on the victims, and what is the psychological impact on the abusers?
See, I'll talk about the victims first. The psychological impact of the victims is that they will not be able to trust anybody else in the future. They will have difficulty in going and trusting and taking help. Okay, they may have depression, anxiety, flashbacks about the traumatic experiences. Even after the victim stops uh, hurting them, or even if they are not in that situation, that is very that happens post traumatic stress disorder, which is very common after any kind of domestic violence, sexual abuse, or physical abuse. That will happen. Uh, in children, there will be sleep disturbances, anger, disobedience, anxiety attacks, behavioral problems will increase. These are the long and short term effects of being abused. Uh, Psychological effects, the abusers will not have any effect. They will always be like that.
Ma'am,
Okay?
won't they feel a sense of empowerment that they can actually do this? And won't they
they,
feel?
they, they already are having the power sense of empowerment. They may not do it at home now. They see, if I say that people who go back to their normal life, okay, they may shift, they may come back to the same level, matlab they may become normal, okay, but people who lose their jobs, or they are not able to function properly, or they have a lasting impact on their psyche, they will continue doing it, because it will give them a sense of control and empowerment, because that has been lost.
Right.
So through this subjugation and through victimization of the partner, they will get a sense of control.
What long-term effects will this abuse have on relationships? So the lockdown, I mean, the lockdown will get over in some time, right? We don't know when, but what will be the long-term effects of this abuse on them, on the relationships?
Many would get separated if they can. There will be increase in divorces, separation will be there. Okay, there will be irreversible effects on their relationships. They will come to know that uh, uh, women will start thinking whether to live with this partner or not. Many of them who are financially fine, they may think about separation, divorce, and legal battles will be fought. I think that will be there. And long term, many women will be cautious and very much scared to get into a relationship.
Right.
They will not be able to trust anybody else in the long run. This will be an impact.
Wow. And what effect will it have on parent-children relationships?
Parent relationships, of course, as I told you, many of the children will have depression, anxiety, post-traumatic stress disorder. All these things may have. Many of the children may have behavioral problems. Okay, anxiety, panic attacks may increase, and a relationship will also take a downfall. Children may be as confused, because can you understand, a parent is supposed to be helping, taking care, but once they see this part of the father, the impact is very complicated sometimes, that we cannot foresee what will happen. They may go into drugs, alcohol, many other activities, antisocial activities. It can lead to.
This is all so overwhelming. Okay, I'll just continue with the rest of the questions, ma'am. What can people do to improve such situations?
See, in such situations, if women are can, and if they are able to communicate with somebody, they should definitely communicate with their family, friends for the first time so that they can help you move or shift away from the abuser. Okay, they can help. Secondly, if you don't have anybody and if you think the police will be is helpful or is going to help you, you can go and talk to them secretly via codes, as you said in France. In India, we don't have anything, so you have to rely on your family and friends. I can suggest that people who see or understand or think that their friend is going through physical abuse or emotional abuse, they can help the friend by talking to her, at times in a coded language, or they can tell the police or their family members to come and help them out. The family and friends, if they see or hear, they can help them out. One important thing, Reggie, which I understand they can do is that if your abuser is letting you out, you can take time out for half an hour and go for walks outside, in your garden, or if the lockdown is partial, you can go and walk in your street, or just sit alone for some time and just relax. That you can do. Okay, this is one of the things you can do in to help yourself. So one thing is that if both children and wife are being abused, all three or four of them can become a source of strength for one another. Be together, take out moments to smile and laugh together, even though the abuser is inflicting pain onto you.
Well, I hope people definitely utilize such options, and I think people can understand after understanding these things and listening to such webinars that there are ways that they have to figure out on their own now to escape, because everyone's situation is very different, right?
Yes.
So thank you so much everyone for viewing this video. I hope you share this video and make sure that this video reaches people who really need to know more about these issues. Thank you so much for viewing. Please provide us your feedback and criticism so that we can improve our show and ask more relevant questions. Thank you so much, Dr. Aarti Anand, for taking out time and providing us all these insights which are going to be really useful for a lot of people.
Thank you so much, Saurav. It was my pleasure talking to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.